With COVID-19, live entertainment has come to a halt. No one knows for sure when or even if live entertainment will come back. The one thing we are sure of, it will never be the same. So if you're an artist or a performer, what do you do to pivot during these times? So on today's show, I'll be talking to a young lady that has been performing since the age of 5. We'll be talking about being a Black female independent artist, how she is pivoting, and what she's doing to stay relevant. I am your host, Ms. Entertainment. Let's talk about it. This is your girl, Ms. Entertainment. I am your host for Let's Talk About It. So welcome to my world. We're getting ready to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. She's a native of Miami, Florida, and she's been singing since the age of 5. She started off singing reggae, then changed over to R&B. She's opened up for many artists such as Donnell Jones, Genuine, and Cece Peniston. Please welcome Miss Tenaj. Welcome, Miss Tenaj. Thank you for joining me. I am so happy just to see you finally.
Same here.
So let's jump right into it. So, what got you into music?
Wow, I've been singing ever since I can remember. Um, Me and my older sister, she used to put songs on and we would mimic it, and we used to write songs together. But it wasn't until I was in the 6th grade and I heard Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. Like I remember it like it was yesterday. Driving, my mom was taking us to school and I heard this song and I'm like, I started singing that. I'm like, that's what I want to do. So that was a huge inspiration for me. And then ever since then, I just been singing. I started with a reggae band, but I'm pretty sure we get into that. But yeah.
Yeah, we get into that. So, talking about inspiration, because when I first heard your song, I mean, I don't hear your type of voice anymore. And be honest, when I first heard it, you kind of reminded me of Betty Wright. So, who were your inspirations?
My inspirations, one of them was Whitney Houston. I did look up to Betty Wright, but Whitney Houston for sure. Sade, those are the singers that I listen to on repeat. And of course, Tina Turner. But yeah, those are some inspirations. And then later on, I start seeing artists such as Brandy, and I love Brandy. So there are definitely motivations and inspiration.
Okay. Now, we kind of touched on you started in reggae. So, you started in reggae and you did that for some time and then you crossed over into R&B. What made you start reggae and then what made you cross over into R&B?
So when I was in the 6th grade, I had a best friend, and her father was looking for singers, and she knew I sang. And my best friend at the time, she's Jamaican, and so I was like, okay, I'll try out. I'll try out. I had a girls group, but then it ended up only wanting to use me for the reggae band. And so I've been singing reggae all the way up until I believe like 17. So I've been with this one person. So he really got me going and being able to get on stage. He was preparing me for that. So that's how I started with that.
So, what made you cross over into R&B? What was the switch? Why?
Switch was because I always loved R&B. My mother, she also played songs like Otis Redding, singers like that, and I've always loved R&B. It just so happened I started doing the reggae music, but I do have a Caribbean background. My mother is Bahamian, but I don't know. I just felt R&B is that was me. That was who I was. Yeah, and I also started writing, and that's how I kind of transitioned. I had an uncle. My uncle passed away last year, but when I started, he had a little recording studio set up in a bedroom at my grandparents' house. He was like, "Come over and we could just write, and you can work on your writing." And so I started doing that, recording with him and writing songs, and it kind of that helped me and prepared me as well. So it was sad, bittersweet to tell my manager, I don't want to do reggae music anymore. I just want to do R&B. So, but he wished me well. So, yeah, that's how that started. But yeah,
So, you're from Miami, but now you're living in Minnesota. So tell me what is the scene like versus the two?
Well, the scene, well, I'm from Miami, Florida. And then I moved to Phoenix, Arizona, Pittsburgh, Minnesota. So in Miami, I basically was a recording artist and I sang in a reggae band. The reggae scene was at the time I was young, so that was popping. But it's definitely different as I became an adult. The scene here in Minnesota is very welcoming to live acts as versus Miami. And then in Phoenix, Arizona, I don't know if you know, there's a lot of live music as well. People probably won't think to go to Phoenix, Arizona for that, but there is definitely a lot of live music opportunity.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool because, you know, like I was saying before, live music is I prefer that versus anything else.
Right. So I
So
search for that wherever I am. In Phoenix, Arizona, I had a band for a few years there, and we performed. We did weddings, we did backyard parties, galas. So that was nice. And we had a show like every weekend, Saturday at Casablanca Lounge, and I had an intimate show myself with a DJ out there in Phoenix, Arizona at Casablanca Lounge on Thursday nights. So that was pretty nice.
so you prefer doing live stuff. That's your thing.
Yes, I
So is
really.
that what drew you up to Minnesota because that is the home of Prince, Jimmy
No,
Jam,
but probably
Taylor, everybody.
I would have never thought in a million years that I would be in Minnesota. Minnesota wasn't even on my radar, but my significant other had a work opportunity, and that brought us here. And so I knew this is a home of Prince, but I didn't know of the other artists that thrived from here. So that's how I got here.
So Minnesota is big for its live performance. How do you stand out as an artist with the competition?
It's definitely tough. It's definitely tough. You have to try to network with other musicians, other artists out here, and do open mic shows. Try to network with business owners so you can get in and you have your own night to perform. So how I kind of stand out, my sound is different. I just think who I am as a person sometimes it's just different. Everybody have their niche, and so mine's is it's just my sound is different, and I'm more old school because I am a little bit older, and I'm not really with the new R&B, but yeah.
So is there an artist that you wouldn't mind collaborating with, now? Is there somebody?
Hmm.
Who will be your favorite person, I guess, to collab with?
My favorite person is Brandy right now. I love Brandy, Tony Braxton for sure. Sade, she just need to come on out with another album. I'm like, I've been waiting forever now. But yeah, those are some artists that I love to work with.
Now, Sade, it is time because it's
Mhm.
been a minute.
It's been a minute. And she normally like every 10
Yeah,
years
it is
come
time.
out with something. It's this time. She's due for one.
I would say that out of live performances or concerts, Sade, hands down. This last tour that she did, oh my God, I was in awe. Now, performance, she set the bar for me.
Oh, yeah.
She set the bar.
I saw her years ago back in Florida when I lived out in Florida, and I was just NDRE opened up for her. But when she came out on that stage, it's just her aura, her presence. Like everybody felt that. So she's amazing.
Now, do you talked about writing? Do you write all your songs, or
I do write all my songs.
so? What's your inspiration for when you're writing?
Well, it my inspiration is life things that I've experienced, things that my family or friends has experienced. So And that's where I get my inspiration from, and things in the world.
So I guess most of your songs is some parts of you you're putting in that song, whether it's experiences, something you're seeing, and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
Oh,
So
great.
sometimes it's like really personal,
Okay.
but that's my expression.
Okay. Now, music has always been a male-dominated type of industry, and being a black female, have you experienced any or had any Me Too moments? Because that's a lot of people are really um, bringing that to light, even though it's always been there. But now we got that spotlight that this is true. This is happening to women.
It definitely happens to women. I was fortunate to have males in my life that were more like brother figures. And
Hmm.
so I try to surround myself with that. But of course, you have people that could, like, if you go out, they try to sell you a dream, but they look at you for more than just your singing. They look at you because they want something else. So of course you have that, but fortunately I had people that had my back, and they supported me and they treated me like family. So, and of course they were all males, and but they were family to me. So I didn't really experience that Me Too for me personally, but I have heard stories.
Wow, I think that's great. You're one of the lucky ones. So that was great to have people that surrounded you to just make sure that you were good.
That
So tell me one of your best and worst moments being a female indie artist.
My best moments. I love performing. I love being on the stage, being able to see people express, see how they feel, and just I love touching people from a performing standpoint. My worst is when I'm off stage and actually talking and networking with people. But I found that kind of difficult to let people in that way when it's so easy to let people in when I'm singing and performing.
Well, with this virtual thing, people want to know more of
Yes.
you.
So this is something that I'm learning.
Yeah.
Like, I have girlfriends like, Janet, put more things out, sing online, and it's because it's so personal. It's very personal, but that's definitely something I'm working on and getting used to.
So, for any up and coming female artists, what would be your best advice for them to do in this industry? Because it's not easy.
Oh no, it's not easy. I'm still trying to break in. But my advice would be to keep on going, keep on pushing, and definitely surround yourself with people who love you, so you can have that support system and who can push you to keep on going. So don't stop, and don't let this quarantine stop you either. Let it be motivation to be creative. So that would be my advice.
So, speaking of COVID, how has it affected you, and what are you doing to pivot? Because live performances kind of put on hold for right now, and we don't know when or if. So being a live performer or a performer, what do you do now?
Well, right now, what I've been doing, uh, since I'm not able to perform, I've been writing. I've been trying to become creative, and I learned how to use my laptop to download music and just try to get my creative juices flowing. And then also, there's things I've been doing, such as open mics online. We have someone here that did Quarantine Soul. And so every once in a while, I would get on, and just to get it out of me, to get that energy when you want to perform out of me by doing open mics. And that's what I've been doing.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know.
Yeah.
Think about that. Oh, okay. I like.
It was really neat. So that was really, because they used to do an open mic here in Minneapolis on Thursday nights. And so because that slowed down, they decided that they came up with, let's do an open mic for Quarantine Soul. And so they featured a lot of artists. So that was nice.
That is a fantastic idea to at least keep it living, and too, because I think and then I hope
that we do get back to live performance, because I'm for one that I prefer the live performance versus anything else. I'm just going in and just because I feel that real connection when you can actually see that artist on stage and just doing their thing and they getting all into it. So for me, I do miss it, and I'm hoping it's coming back.
I miss it. I miss it as well. Hopefully.
Yep, we're gonna keep praying. So let's talk about that first song, It Could Happen.
Okay.
Tell me, what was the inspiration behind that?
The inspiration, of course, was my significant other. I was sitting and I was listening to different tracks, and then how I write, I feel what the track is giving me, and then I put my experience and what I'm feeling into it. And so the inspiration came from having a partner, being with someone that you at one point thought that you wouldn't be able to find someone or be with someone that you have this love now that you couldn't believe that it could happen to you, but it can happen to you as long as you're just patient. Like God would send that person to you. So that's how that song came about.
That producer, it sounds like do you know if he used live instruments? Because it's really sounded really, really good.
As far as I'm concerned, the producer, I believe he used a live guitar. He seemed like he's a guitar player. I don't know much about him, but yeah, the only live instrument I believe is the guitar.
Okay, well, the track sound good.
Yeah.
It really sounds good. So with that, well, let's take a look and listen to your song, It Can Happen.
That it could happen to you. I've been thinking about the first time, yeah. First time I laid my eyes on you. Felt like I knew you another lifetime, yeah. Must have been some kind of deja vu. As you walk towards me, I thought how I could be so lucky. Here stands this man, oh, must be part of God's plan. It's alright, and you still can't believe that it could happen to you. We've been taking our time, but now lately things been feeling big, quite shaky. But now once did I think to ever give up on you. I'm with you through thick and thin. I'll be sticking around to the end out. I know that I can always count on you to do the same thing for me. I don't ever have to worry now. I got you just like you got me too. You give me all I need. I give you all of me. My destiny, my love. Oh, you can't believe
So that was amazing. So
Thank
let's move on to the second song that we was listening to or we was talking about, and Live It Up. Tell me something. How did that come about? Because that's funky.
yeah. Well, I love dancing. I love just feeling free. And so I was thinking being here and in the house all the time, and me and my partner, he plays DJs online on Instagram. So we listen to music. I'm like, man, I miss dancing. I miss dancing. So when I heard the track, I was like, hopefully one day once we get out of here, we can get out and start dancing again. And so that song just came about. I start feeling it. I'm like, and feeling myself. And so that's how that came about. So just wanting to feel free and just dance and just live life.
That kind of reminded me of "Tonight Is Tonight" by Betty Wright, because I was like, I hear Betty Wright in your voice, so I was just like, yeah, this is nice. How long does it normally take for you to write? And I guess for the whole process to write, record everything.
Oh, it doesn't take long. Like once I get it's a story to me. And
Okay.
so once I find that story to tell, the words just flow. And so the recording piece is a breeze. The hard part, because I'm learning to record myself, is just the mixing down things and the programs. But other than that, it's the recording and the writing process is the easy part.
Okay. Well, so without further ado, let's take a look at "Live It Up."
Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just be about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Just be about it. Live it up tonight. Make sure the mood is right. My body's looking tight with all these bright lights. You wanna dance with me? Then come closer, wanna. So come closer. Why you just watching me instead of just watching me? Won't you come? If you want more, then wait and see. I do got what you want and need. If you want more, then wait and see. I do got what you want. I know it's getting late. Let's go, no time to waste. So what you waiting for? I'm damn near up the door. Ooh, baby. Oh. Rock with me. Roll with me. Dance with me. Oh. Yeah, if you want more, then wait and see. I do got what you want and need. If you want more, then wait and see. I do got what you want and need. Yeah, I know you want to dance. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Come on. If you want more, then wait and see. I do. If you want more, then wait and see. I do. If you want more, then wait and see.
All right, that was amazing again.
Thank you.
So, what's next for you? What are we doing?
What's next is continue to be creative, continue to write. That's my love. And I just love music so much, and I just want to be able to just share that. So what's next is to continue doing that and hopefully get through this COVID-19, and in the future I'll be able to go out and actually perform and do live shows with my new original music. So that's next.
Well, kind of you need to go live now because with the open mic and all that stuff. So I guess you kind of can do it now.
Yes, for
Go ahead.
sure.
Keep
So this
that practice
is
up.
using this right now, being on this and being a part of your show is definitely pushing me and getting me to do this, like starting now.
Awesome. So if you have one message to leave to your fans and everybody, what would that be?
Right now in this time of COVID, just to make sure that you appreciate the people that you're around right now. Take advantage of the time that you have with the people in your life. Reach out to people. Also, use this time to be creative because this is not forever. So that's one thing. Just definitely reach out and take advantage of this time to be with family and loved ones.
I would say the one thing, the only one of the very few things with this COVID, it kind of reminds us that family and friends are important, and we gotta stay connected.
Yes.
And I think it forcing us to, because we rip and run, all got all kind of stuff going on. It's forcing us to remember the important thing, and that's just being with your family and friends and connecting with people.
Right.
So thank you so much for giving me some of your time. I totally
I would love to do
appreciate
it again.
I totally appreciate it. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
And that was another amazing show. I want to thank our guest, Ms. Tenaj, and our sponsor, Pterodon Entertainment. And if you have any questions for the guest, please send an email to info@pterodonent.com. That's info@pterodonent.com. She will make a video shouting you out and answer your questions. Until next time, please stay safe. Salute.